then why do psychopaths only constitute 3% of the population? And that's actually stable. And so there are good evolutionary biology, psychology models of psychopathy. Its emergence has been modeled emergence and stability has been modeled quite nicely in computer simulations, and such simulations can be used as appropriate models. If the psychopath prevalence falls below 1%, there's so few of them that people get complacent in relationship to the possibility of malevolence. And so then they can flourish a bit, right? And their prevalence can rise in the population. But if it gets up to 5%, it's like everybody wakes up, and it's not such a good day for the psychopaths when they do. And and somebody has to keep the malevolent types down, and that's probably, possibly, we'll say, why women like men who are less agreeable than they are. And women have to solve this very complex mating problem in relationship to men, which is, there are bad men. They're really bad. And they're a minority of the population. And they tear their way through overly agreeable populations. And to keep them from dominating, you need good men who are also capable of being quite terrible. And so that appears to be the conundrum that women face when they're choosing male partners, one of the conundrums. They want someone who's strong enough to resist what's truly terrible, but benevolent and generous enough and productive enough to be productive and useful, but also agreeable and empathic enough to share. And you can see that that's a terribly tight line, right? And women are always, young women tend to overshoot the mark on the malevolent side. So the psychopathic Machiavellians who mimic competent male behavior, they ape it, so to speak, are differentially attractive to young and inexperienced women. Whereas the women who've had some experience get better at distinguishing the psychopathic Machiavellian pretenders who often manifest a certain confidence and a certain bravado. They get good at distinguishing them from the real thing. And so it's a tricky thing for women to manage, and men can use deceptive strategies to mimic competence, which is exactly what deceptive strategies are for, obviously. And that's also a pathway to short-term mating success under some circumstances. And it's viable enough to propagate itself in the population, but it's not a good medium to long-term strategy. And the question might be, what is a good medium to long-term strategy? And it